First of all, welcome back to my channel. And maybe I ought to say that to myself. Welcome back to your channel, Joy. Because if you've been with me before, you know it has been a minute. Now, I'll tell you, death has been creeping around this house, smacking me, beat me up. And I was like, dear Lord, was cancer not enough for you? No, I went through some crazy form of vertigo that nobody could diagnose, and being thrown into the floor, vomiting guts up, TMI, whatever else. It led into some kidney she stuff going on. And you know what? Everybody's like all confused and they don't know what to do with about it. And so I'm like, it's time to move on. And it's funny, as I was getting my decks out, as you can see, new location, I was trying to prepare the room for my son to come home, who still isn't home yet because of other craziness. But anyways, Magic Monday slipped a card out and was telling me, look. And it was like, whoa. And I was like, oh, dear God. And the brain is trying to focus on, okay, she's right here. She's not trying to wheel that up. She's preparing for what is to come. But it said, you know, that's only a fraction of the story here. I said, take a closer look. And I was like, I said, we've already laid it down here. We've already gone through this. It said there is another way. You don't have to keep going this way. When there continues to be trials, tests, and tribulations in your way, it could be that you're going the wrong way. That is not your way, that somehow you're operating in this old energy, old days, old ways. Because just like the vid flipped things on its head, life turned around. Plus, we're in the new age of Aquarius, which is plasma. So over here at my channel, we're going to take a look into what we should do. So again, there's the opportunity to know that there's a different way forward, out, around, however you want to see it. And so that way you don't have to keep toting a sword with you. There are lands and places of plenty that you don't have to trudge through the desert and the darkness trying to defend and protect yourself. There are environments and places and people who are ecstatic and excited to see you coming, like celebratory type energy, like think wizards and all these little, what's that called, confetti and stuff going on when you're coming around. You're like, yes, please. Because this is what was showing up with the two decks I'm going to use. I don't remember. Something of the dark. And then the Affirmatas. Ooh, bringing in the Griffin. He's heading out the troops. So this is what I saw coming our way. And it's talking about time to come out of the too little, too late, too lost. Because in this case, these twos were things that kept continuing to promise things like, well, if you this, then I'll that. And it kept falling off empty. And they're talking about those type of connections that we have. We're not meant to connect to anyone else first. We're to connect to ourselves, because there's so much realm of possibility now. Because what Aquarius is, or plasma, is expansion and contraction at the same time. It takes it out of the woo-woo and the, what's that called? I don't know, the something physics, and it takes it into the quantum physics, which is the pragmatic, practical, like measurable, like they see and know how it works. Pretty exciting. It's a way of manifesting miracles. And they want you to get in vibration and looking in the mirror with yourself. And that brings forth this jubilation. That brings forth this strength and the serendipity. That brings this heaven on earth. This dynamic. No longer having to hold your breath because you're equipped for everything you have to move through. You don't get bogged down and stuck in other people's smoke, mirrors, clouds. Their issues that they try and throw at you to hold you off. They can seem all whatever, but when your eyes finally pop open and you go, this is my life. The hermit would say, this is my light. But that light is your life. Okay? And only you can determine what is being used for. It's like, we're going to leave this hard AF and quit going through that trying to prove anything. Going to take the Six of Swords and we're going to move to smoother waters. What?
That was easy.
I hope that's why you show up here, because ease, its opposite is not hard. It is dis-ease. Okay? Ask me how I know. You don't want to know. So don't go there. Go the route of ease, because ease in our spirit is what lets us know we are in peace. Okay? And when we start to step out of peace, that's when things get a little crunchy, or they get a little frumpy, or hair stand up on the back of your neck, or something like gets all tied up in your throat, or things aren't sitting right. Is there is something going on in the energies and the dynamic that is not fully coming forward, that maybe isn't fully understood, seen, or known. But we're taught in America, you know, earn it the hard way, you know, you need to deserve it, all that type of thing. Who do I have to prove that to? Because myself sure don't like it. I have proven a lot to myself that way, and I now look like a totally different person. So let's get this moved on out here. And we're going to move these cards around and see what... Ooh, it split itself. What is that? 6 of Wands. Oh, I love it. Just a hop, skip, and a jump, baby, to your victory, to the 10 of Cups. I told you, Bridget. Look at that, leaping lemurs. And you know what? Your tribe, your troop is all there for you. They're there excited and cheering you on, going, yes, go for it. Excited that their team is of the victory, because this is that team mentality. That's what Aquarius is about, is the us, the universe, right? It all coming together, and knowing that when one succeeds, we all succeed. When one suffers, we all suffer. So we wouldn't go about trying to inflict things upon other, pushing situations or tearing others down in order to try and make ourselves feel better. No. All right, Hermit, what you trying to do? He said go to the Magic Mondays. Let me take a skip over here. I'm going to spread it. Can y'all see? Okay. Who's here? Oh, I love it. This Turner, 10 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. So there's a little more action coming your way, but this is good news incoming. But you seem to be cumbersome and bound down by these other things. See how you're bowed over and you don't even see it coming? That you're not even aware that it serves? It's like, gosh, I grew up in the era where they would do this money tank or whatever, and dollar bills would come and the person would be trying to grab it. Well, imagine if that's raining down. And it's free money, right? Or it's free help, or it's free health, or it's free opportunity coming your way. But your head's down trying to prove. Your head's down trying to prove. To hold it down and to show what you know. Instead of realizing, taking it, putting it in order and going, I am competing with nobody. I am proving nothing. I know who I am. And I know what I'm here for. And I know what ease means to my spirit. Ease means you're right in the center of who you are. You ain't up in nobody's business. So when it starts getting tight or crunchy or painful or hot or irritable or whatever, something is already encroaching and moving in and out. And it's not about cutting that person or this or that off. It can be the awareness of your mind of, how do I come back to ease? Because you can fight all those that rise after rise after rise on these planes are going to keep showing up with more swords. Win, loss, win, loss. It ain't a competition. And when you sit there and you just, instead of asking the question, who's doing that? How this and that? Ask yourself, how do I return to ease? Or you tell yourself, let's return to ease. Find my ease. Where's my ease? Because that's how I've been making out. That's the only reason I can move my arms right now. Oh, dear Lord. The pain was something else. And 6 of Wands is right here. Shout. She like, woo, hallelujah. And this is like a flute firing off the celebration sound. Firing that first shot. And it's not like a shot for a war. It's like the first firework going off to kick off the celebration. There we go. Celebration kickoff. Okay. So I see the 2 of Wands sitting here looking out between. There's a bit of shady going on. Someone around you. That one is doing a lot of the work, a lot of the bringing in, the feeding, cooking, hunting, providing, whatever. And the other one is sitting there only being partially present. Like what's that thing called? I don't know. They're saying something about like a vesper, a vapor, a wisp, I call it nasty cobweb. It's kind of nasty. It's like sitting in the old days and the old ways. You can't help that. Move forward. Move forward. And you don't keep going in that same direction you've been going in, whatever it is, if this is resonating with you. Take a hard right, hard left. It is adjacent. It is in your mind. It is looking at things from a new perspective and saying, okay, I can't keep just butting my head up against this, improving it and using my strength. I am more than just a brute. I am intelligent. Intelligence is how we communicate before we use these little like gas holes on our face. So let's see if we can get into that and get out some stinking thinking. All right, affirmators. Ooh, they dropping the bomb, baby. What you gonna say? I want to see where they split us. 7 of Pentacles broke that up. We have the 6 of Wands coming in again, y'all. It's all the flavors are turning in your favor is what they're saying. Like, inch that one up from the top. 10 of Cups again. Okay. Well, oh dear Lord. Remember these? Read the bottom. 6 of Wands. Read the bottom. Whoops, let me move my fignas out the way. 10 of Cups. No, I'm not flipping you off. I am celebrating you, my friend. So what this brought in, look, what it kicked off is 6 of Wands, 10 of Cups. Okay? Whichever way you look at it. But it's about everybody celebrating you. You can see that same celebration energy going on all around you. It is about environment, and not just environment of the people that you're enduring and tolerating. Nobody said tolerance is a healthy behavior pattern. But it's also like inanimate objects. It's being in an inanimate environment where everything is up to you. You can step outside, get some fresh air, see a little sunshine, see a little moonshine, see a little light dabbling on the water, see a smile on another human's face who is a stranger, sit and drink coffee, at a cafe and watch strangers move by. Whatever it is that can give you a shift in state, that for a moment you're not sitting here addressing it and undressing it, tearing it down, breaking it down, trying to figure it out. All right. But I love it because, see, 10 of Cups, heaven and nature, all right, conspires to bring in this joyous life that you are here to live. More than just desire. The reason you desire it is it's genuine. Okay, when you breathed yourself to life, you came forward with the stars. Those stars are our desires. They are what we come here to fulfill and to be fulfilled with. It is from the common and the mundane to the extraordinary, okay? It can just be having peace while you have your cup of tea. It could be your children getting along. It could be your parents getting along. It could be stopping the noise. It could be, spontaneous invitations where someone else foots the bill and you're like, for me? Yes, thank you. But look at this, all right? They're talking about going with the flow. It's easy. Remember, this is not hard. See how you're just lifting up in those wing Mercury shoes? Woo, woo. Thank you, Mercury and the sun working on together. I'll put a little blast of mine on yours because my Mercury and sun are right together too, working on our behalf, friends. So outside of that, we have this thing that dropped down to less. There is the flipping 2 of Cups again. Remember how it started with the 2 of Cups? Now, it could seem all sweet and good, but there's been some tangling and some wrangling, some comparison when it gets outside of yourself. Right now, the 2 is to be the mirror, to rest, reflect, repair, restore. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoever is wondering there. Take your time in the mirror. Take your time to digest your food before you take on the next meal, the next challenge. You don't need those challenges, babe, because you're more than just strong. You're beautiful. Man or woman, beauty means being in your wholeness, in your shalom, in your peace, walking around. Often you put on your really nice clothes when you know you're not going to be having a scuffle, right? Not when you're doing your heavy sweating, right? So it is time for that celebration. Remember that 6 of Wands came in with that kickoff, that doot. So let's see what is up under here, and then I will let you go. You can go anytime you want, by the way. But Knight of Pentacles and Queen of Swords. I love her. The 6 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. So we got the 2 green and the gold. We got it flanked going on here. And let's just go ahead and celebrate that I am still upright. So the Queen of Swords, she's just wanting to come forward because that's very much what it is. It's a lot like a Chariot card. But this Chariot, there isn't anything else going on in this card. This is about having major decision and standing by it. This decision is you. This is my life. I love who I am. I know how I function. I know what I tolerate, what I don't. I know my morals. I know my honesty. I know whatever else. And there's no more having to navigate, negotiate, or compromise with anybody else because it is your world. That is your sphere, your bubble. Everywhere your arms and legs stretch on out is your mind, your thought, your preferences, you. That's what it means to be self-centered. I love it. She's like, all right, girl, you spoke it. Thank you. That's good. But she's like that Chariot, not the logic mind having to race forward and sometimes going together and sometimes not cooperating. No, when you're in union with yourself, it looks a lot like that. And you even have pockets. So you can take some favorite things with you on this journey of what? Your imagination. So you cooking up some good ideas. So there's some future coming in for you because the Knight of Pentacles is right here. And he is here to guard that, to guard your heart, not just to be sharing it anywhere because the blessings are already coming in. It's like guarding your gate to your garden of plenty instead of letting big bulls and whatever else come in, trample and trash it. Nothing against bulls. Y'all get what I'm saying? That lashing and thrashing and moving about. When people often didn't build it or work for it or do anything for it, they may not have the same level of care. So maybe you learn, especially as a preteen or a teen, you don't loan your best things out to certain people because they don't treat it the way. They bring back your expensive whatever that you had to beg your mother 2 years for. And they bring it back. We'll get the stain because they went and got drunk at some part in there. Oh, well, huh? And it's like red Kool-Aid that's been sitting on there 3 weeks. And it's in a wad because they shoved up under somewhere because they didn't really want to let you know. Because they sort of felt bad about it. Knew that they didn't like that it happened. But they blew it off like it was nothing. That's why the power of the two right now. And like, oh, who's going to love me? Who's going to then? Who's going to? No. Look in your mirror. Take that time to relax, rest, and reflect. Those that time to process. So you won't have to keep resurrecting, friend. Okay? Each day will be brand new and begin to build itself for you.
That was easy.
You got that right. And because you're taking that time to hear and kind of move through it and ruminate, recognizing, oh, yeah, that happened. And I remember seeing that. And, oh, yeah, I do know that. And, God, yeah, that was great. And, oh, I wonder what's going to happen there. So you take the time to even deposit questions or to just begin to mull it over and things like that. And it starts sifting and sorting itself together. Give it a week and watch what happens, okay? Even 6 days, but they talk about maybe take a whole day off every week. That is a you day. I used to do it a lot on my birthday, the day of my birth, which is Thor's day. If you can't tell, the mighty hammer, right? Jove, Jupiter, Thor, thunder, lightning, okay? And I would take that time. I wouldn't work. Because as a massage therapist, I could work weekends. That's kind of just how it goes when some people's schedules are available. So I took Thursdays off. And I would take that time to not let all the business and the busyness and the noise and other things creep into my life and keep saying, what about this? What about this? No, I set my eyes on a different horizon. What that prize? The star, the me, my cup, the filling up. Because taking that time each week to refill your cup fills all your cups. It extends beyond the scope of a week. It begins to build for a future, kind of like that Big Dipper effect. And then that starts to move us into that 6 of Swords, right? Taking us out of this one-way thinking and moves us into a whole different direction. It basically clears karma all by itself. And karma is a system of cycles and a cycle of systems. It lets you know that you don't just have to stay going around the track like that. You're not a greyhound, right? You want a full, enriching life. And it gives you that Ophiuchus life. It gives you that Chironic, the healer life of where you have a life that is the sun. Because Ophiuchus, S-U-N, Ophiuchus rises up out of the zodiac, the 13th, which is why it's 13 is the lucky number, takes hold of the snake that's been whipping our asp and taking us around through the Death Star, Death Node, Taurus, Scorpio, thrashing that's been going on, okay? And it brings you into a place where I am up above it. You're not subject to the phases of the mind of having to wait until you know. No, you feel yourself. When things move out of ease, you're like, it's no for now. And when things move in ease, it's like, oh yeah, okay. It's, the way we were school was taught to write it down, write it in stone, cut it up, paste it in, stitch it together, hard there and done and leave it alone. We had this trouble with this more organicness, this ability to, know that it's no for now, but when it feels right, to go with it. That used to be called flighty. Now, all I know is it has to do 6 of Wands. It's a new stage of victory. And it means when it feels right, it is right. Because obedience is only doing what you know you should do when you should do it. And the thing is, it's coming into this new state where we have to sort of feel it out because it's beyond the scope of the mind. It comes from beyond our birth at this time. So when it begins to feel right in your system, you're like, okay, what's going on? I'm feeling a little different. It's like, oh, okay, is it time for that now? Yes. And you've already been practicing getting in dialogue with yourself, right? Because that's what we were talking about before the big smackdown came on me in March. Okay, so we have little... who's that? Perry the Pelican swimming us across, boating us across to new water, which is basically ridiculous. Blink of an eye. You want to know why? I live somewhere where the blue angels fly. and they travel faster than the speed of sound. When our pelicans fly, I call them my blue angels because they're silent, stealth, and swift. They are able to move so rapidly without flinching a muscle, hovering inches above the water with that big bulbous head and that large body. It may seem like you got too much going on, you not knowing how you're going to do it, but it says you're built for this. Why do it the hard way? Because some of you are just going back into denial. Rolling up in smoke like some Cheech and Chong. It's like, well, as long as I don't think about it, I'll be okay. And then you still do it again. And that's causing you, life, to have to hoard this energy. Not because life isn't giving it to you, not because you need to learn a lesson, not because you've got to earn your blessing or see that you're worthy. No, it's literally like you got the gate shut. Nothing gets forced upon you, friend. Nothing. It is the force, okay? Phosphorescence is that strike of inspiration idea. It is the life force that glows and emanates around us, okay? But the three little birdies are trying to tell you there's a different way. There's a different way. Let's give you somewhere that you can invest this so that you don't have to be so protective and shady. Because remember, Knight of Pentacles has your back. This isn't something that has happened overnight. But the fact when the epiphany comes and all you have to do is take flight to move to newer waters, there's nothing blocking you, blocking your entrance or your way. It's literally sitting here saying, hey, this isn't where pelicans live, where they thrive, where everything flourishes for them, where it's the life of ease. Ask yourself, where's my life of ease? Not where is my life of ease, because you're not going to be in a state to hear the answer. But if you stop and you ask yourself, where's my ease? Help me find my ease. Okay. And you just settle back into it, because anytime you get out of it is an acknowledgement. That's very Libra in our charts, y'all, because we're the whole zodiac. You can go, okay, wait. Things are feeling crazy. I'm feeling wild. I want to do things, this way and that. I need to just get back in my ease and find out what that is. And find out also how you do that. Some people, it's walking, it's naturing, it's reading, it's bathtubing, it's laughing with friends, it's whatever else. It could be drawing, journaling, it could be looking quietly out a window. 22. But just take note that yourself has to work really hard to get your attention. And it's like, so done with that. You're so grown. You're so far beyond this. So begin to be that person that you are. We don't have to live out in these old formulas, these examples, these archetypes that we see behaving in certain patterns and formulas in front of us. We don't have to follow through to the 7. We can back it up a step and go, 6, I really did learn. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to move forward. I don't have to keep going through this. I'm going to toss a rune on it, baby. We got fertility down here. Give us a little support forward and through this. And Spirit, thank you for showing up today and speaking to the hearts of the people in their language and in their truth. That it's not what I say, it's what they hear when they sit with themselves, because they know their lives and you know their lives intimately. Translate this and transform it into the guidance and the wisdom and the assurance of who they are, and that they are loved and perfect exactly as they are. And that ease is not a disease. There ain't nothing wrong with it. Whoop. Okay, let's talk about toss out that warrior. No more having to try and figure out what's the will, what's this. Go with the ease, all right? And that brings in the sitting on top of the world, all right? This is the relationship they're building right now, making you tall and strong all day long, babe. Okay, let me find my little clicker. I'm going to tell you bye for now. Love you.